Greetings, ladies, gentlemen, and barbarians once more. I welcome you to Let's Play Civilization IV Beyond the Sword, modded, if you could not tell, with the unload mod button and the weird Jojishi word in the corner. If you couldn't tell about the title of this video, this is the Touhou Epic mod. Now, I don't generally play Touhou games because they're shooters, and yeah, I don't like shooters. They played, I think, Galactic or Galaga once, barely got anywhere with it. Well, in that game you're moving so slow, though it's the exact opposite. You're moving so fast and there's so much junk on the screen that you'll most likely crash into something. But anyway, I decided I wanted to play this because you may be watching me and Mr. H's Let's Play of Civ IV Beyond the Sword normal. One of the reasons I wanted to play this single player is that's taking forever. Don't get me wrong, I very much like playing with Mr. H with Civ 4, and hey, it's probably more entertaining than me alone. But I wanted to do this so I could speed through Civ 4, or a Civ 4 game, so you could see all of it and not be there for 40 plus parts. We're at part like 20 now, and we're nowhere near done. I think there's at least 4 more parts after that, pre-recorded, and I will tell you right now, it is also not done. So, what does this mod basically do? It adds it basically changes the number of civs. It what's the word I'm looking for? What is the word I'm looking for? It replaces normal civs with Touhou civs, basically dividing into like different game nations, up to 12, I think. Yeah, that's the one with Firaxis, which is the most recent of them. Although technically there is code for the Taoist, Miko, or whatever. Yes, I don't know too much about Touhou. Heck, the most I probably know is about Scarlet Dell Mansion, what is Hakurai's Shrine, which is weird on its own sense. Selected Shoreline, natural. Just doing the usual stuff, and here are our nations. We have 8. And see, the problem here is that these are Japanese words, and I very much have trouble speaking in English. Ante Hakugyokuru, Ante, which is the moon people, and rabbits, and melancholy, medicine melancholy for some reason. Hakuroku, which is essentially Yomu and Yuko and ghosts, along with the Yakumo family, essentially. Hakurai's Shrine, which is Reimu, Marissa, Alice, Renosuke, which, although I would like to play as him, because he's the only guy in this, I'm gonna have to play as someone else because I know them a little more. Or their nation a little bit more. Suika, Human Village, which is the most like normal Civ, which is fun on its own sense, especially with terraforming. There's also terraforming in this game, I might as well add now. Ice Fairy Alliance, aka Team 9 plus Letty and Kogasa. Wait, was Kogasa originally a member of Team 9? I cannot remember. But also the Air Sprites, which, as you can see, unique units, nukes, bases, Star Loader ship with Firaxis, Nazrin, whose theme I like, although not... Let me rephrase that. This mod is unfinished and is forever unfinished. That's another reason I'm let's playing it now. This is as much as you're going to get, essentially, unless someone takes up the reins. Yokai Mountain, and the nation we are going to be playing as Scarlet Devil Mansion, with, Sakuya, Ramilia, Ling, or China as some people call her. We're going to be playing as Ramilia. Where are we? Yes, I think we are. If I was really smart, I'd actually pick Flandre. That's... Or otherwise, I much prefer Ramilia's charismatic and imperialistic, with the faster production of settlers. That's always a good thing, and happiness. And although her third ability in this mod, everybody gets 3, is just double production speed of a unique wonder. That's useful in some regards. Hers is the ability to destroy a city you control, with the boss unit Flander, which I'll get into in a moment. The reason I would pick her is that Sorceress one, if you couldn't see the text, is 50% faster production of replay music, and the free promotion of extra mode. And Damak, of course, double production speed is always nice. But we're gonna be Ramilia, mainly for music. I kid you not. Might as well call ourselves Ramilia. Or should I call myself by Asher von Kaperdon? Now let's go as Ramilia because why not? Another thing this mode adds, boss. You notice it's over deity. Violent demonic slaughter masters await you. Will you still play? Yes or no? And then there's also fast game speed, and due to the window being glitchy, there's also a game speed faster than that, called Tengu. I played it once. I was in the medieval era in 10 minutes. Admittedly, that's the best way to do this fast, but I want to do it fast but have some control over what I'm doing. We're also going to be playing on Chieftain. I know we're doing it on Warlord on the other Let's Play, but I just want to show this mod off more than anything else and use it as a sort of tutorial and just for the fun of it. We're doing this for the fun of it, and that's why I usually play on Chieftain. Let's see what the loading hits are. Oh, shift enter to force a turn to end. Yeah, also loading hits sometimes have reference to Touhou games. And now you shall hear why I like this leader with this mod. Excuse me a moment, and this theme is awesome. Let me be the first to say it, and let me be probably the only to say it. This is an excellent remix of Serpentant of the Dead Princess. Not the Descendant of Tapes. Yeah, it's Serpentant of the Dead Princess. Okay, let's see what the Dawn of Man, woman, child. We also get special tech because we are not the human village. That's another thing I'm going to get into a little bit. This world is a land of illusion, dominated by humans and yokai. The sages of Gensokyo, or Wonderland, created a play activity that becomes a game of Danmaku, or Bullet Curtain, Bullet Hell. There's a brand new world in this sand play tray, and a new Gensokyo is on the verge of being born from it. Amelia Scarlet, your people, aka your servants, have vested absolute power in you, and trusting that you can build a civilization to stand the test of time. And there's another thing with this mod. It changes a few textures and the like. And let us say, even in your Civ game, FOE, which is based off an IOSIS. I should have wrote some of this stuff down. That's what I should have done. An iOS video off of the Eternia. It's based off of an entirely different game, which is sort of a dungeon crawler-esque sort of game. And this is field on enemy, is what it refers to. And the way they drew it in the video was essentially like that. Just this big white furball with the weird expression of a face. So let's explore with it. That is our warrior. And this is a good city to sell with cows and pigs and clams and marble. Look, the marble actually sounds nice. And there's also bananas to our north. Also, there's several things I'll explain on the way. I'm going to assume that if you're watching this video, you completely understand Civ 4 all the way up to Beyond the Sword, and you do not need essentially a tutorial, or you've watched enough of the other Civ 4 Let's Play on this channel, co-op, and you're learning from there. So, let us settle our first city.
No problem.
Of Scarlet Devil Mansion. Yes, not... And we have an option to build ourselves and other units. Obvious thing is obvious, it takes one turn to build them, so obviously we want to build one of them immediately, because that's just one turn. It's recommended that we build a settler immediately. Let's build ourselves, because I'm generalistic like that. And let's start researching natural liquors. And let me go into more explanation before we even start our first turn. Let's jump into the Civilopedia, shall we? Technology, units, Touhou units, buildings, wonders, and the like. Okay, let's pick security, because that's... Okay, here's a bunch of stuff. I'm gonna let you read some of it. Can attack serially, 10 heals for victory, national unit, 1 allowed. Let's explain the boss unit. This is the Touhou unit. This is... You'll see that there's a bunch of stuff here. And if we go, say, to Scarlet Devil Mansion and click here, you'll also notice she's now in the sky. I mean, yeah, we know that vampires can fly and all, but... And we know that some textures are missing. Or poorly rendered. Although that's that accurately rendered enough is impressive enough. And yeah, the different stuff. And the stuff, I'm just saying stuff. So, let me explain boss unit. You get 3 of them. You may notice that we have the option of 5, but we can only have 3. So, you can see base stats. You start out with 0 strength. Then it upgrades to 8, then to 10, to 13. It can be upgraded a total of 6 times from the basic unit we are building, which is the one in the sky, which is essentially useless at that point. All Touhou units are national units. You can only build 3 of them, 1 allowed per... and you can only build 1 of each character. Each Civ has its own special units, like Yomu, Terry, Iku. That's a very strange rendition. They all can intercept aircraft. Some cannot defend, others can. Like Mei can, and get defensive bonus. She starts with the 25% advantage versus melee units. Actually, that sounds very good right now. You also have Sakurik, who can also build roads and railroads for some reason, but gain the bonuses of, say, worker improvements like serfdom. So she builds them very, very slowly. Not quite the elegant, perfect maid. And different... And they each basically have different spell cards and the like, which I'll get into once we actually start doing stuff. But here are our 5 options with the different strengths and marks. All stack bonuses and STG skills are the same to my knowledge. Spatuli creates a go-on to defeat unit per victory. City defense. And Hong Mei Ling. So you got the basics of say defense bonus, increase return unit station in the city. So if push comes to shove, should be useful if I'm getting my face invaded. But we're building Romelia because she has actually 2 movements compared to some of the others. Actually, okay, what was base movement? 1, 1, 1, 1. She gets 2. Yeah, each Civ also has like certain unit advantages. Like Chen is the 2 movement unit of that of Hager. It's that place. Also, let's go into the other explanation. Texts. Now, as you can see, there are certain texts that are redded. You cannot have them. You can only have your specific Civ deck. And the reason I picked, like, Scarlet Devil Mansion, besides the awesome music which is now ingrained into your head by now, with this overly long first turn, is because they have a tech tree like all the others. They arguably have one of the worst tech trees, but compared to, say, Kain's Request, it's essentially not that. What I do? Exit. Kain's Request is essentially Human Village 1, which basically only allows for the construction of boss units. And we'll get into each Civ's special things. Ours is mainly a military Civ, which quite frankly which I've only chosen I swear to God, I've only chosen for this music, which you're going to hear over and over again. I mean, and it's not even that good of a military unit. If I really wanted a good military Civ, I would have chosen the Palace of the Air Spirits, because they get buildings that increase XP. Units receive 5 experience points. Military unit production. Yuji has a spell card which allows her to build a building, which increases free XP from buildings that units that are built. And also there are certain texts that everyone can learn, like Patternization, which allows you to train your second boss unit. Also allows more skills for the boss units, which leads to All-Seeing Judgment, which allows even more. And more 5 XP chance per turn for Touhou units, which I'll get into a little bit later. And also the Replay Museum, which also adds 50% production speed for socialist leaders. This adds 7% XP chance for Touhou units as well. Also more likely to generate a Great Brewer. What is that? You're going to find out shortly. Or shortly enough. You have trained Romelia Scarlet in Scarlet Devil Mansion. Barracks to Happiness with Nationalhood, which is ironically a very good civic now that I really think about it. let's build a barracks because we have nothing else to build. We have Vermilious Scarlet has created Vermilious Scarlet. Racing Yu Inaba, or Unigon Inaba, has been created in Fire Land. Rin has been created. Kanenbyo has been created. Minimatsu Murasa, that's not good of. Thank goodness for Pangea. Suika, Letty White Rock, Yomu, Kain. Is that it? No, there's Yokaimon. Tenchi. Oh god, Tenchi. Let's pray we deal with Yokai Mountain first and quickly. So, basically, let's explain the boss unit. Each have a movement, they come with power, which is used for spell cards, they have experience levels, and they gain experience per chance per turn. We have a chance of 15% per turn of gaining 1 experience point, just for existing. Which makes you want to choose each unit carefully. Like, which one do you want first? Which ones do you want to be very skillful and like, because they're probably going to be used a lot. And they are completely useless. They are in standby mode, which essentially means they're an air unit. So let us just have ourselves rest and make a weird hand gesture. And yeah, that was a lot of explanation. On to turn 2. Yep, normal Civ game. Except, overpowered units. So basically we're on the quest to find enemy lands and destroy them as fast as possible, if you didn't know. But we're gonna save that till next time. Yes, I know that was a lot of explanation, and admittedly there's still so much to be explained. We're actually going to, next time, explain what exactly Scarlet Devil Mansion has for itself. And why I'm so zoomed in and forcing you to listen to music or nothingness is because zoomed out music might be copyrighted, and I don't want to deal with it anymore. So, till next time, this has been Kaperdon, doing 2 turns of the Civ game. Yeah, parts are gonna be like 15 minutes, and there are gonna be a lot of them. Hopefully I'll update 2 times per week, and hopefully get a map per week for Fire Emblem. See you next time.